My name is James Williams Jr. So, I'm watching this morning's episode of Steve Wilkos, and I had to pause it because I want to talk now. So, the 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 subject is domestic violence. The title of this is domestic violence. No, this might go on Facebook. All right, look. Before the next few words come out my mouth, let me break it down for you. This will probably offend every female on the planet. It's gonna piss off a couple of men too. And you know what? Fuck you. You need to hear the truth so that you will understand that a lot of the problems that we get ourselves into is kind of our fault. I got catfished twice. It's my fault for being a lonely man and a coward when it comes to hot chicks. I own that. It's my fault. But I'm an ugly man. I can't make chicks like me. Alright, and the one girl that did like me, she threw me away 8 years ago. So again, that's my fault for being a dumbass. But here's where domestic violence and me have a big difference of opinion. And if you guys don't like what I have to say, you can stop watching. Go to a different video. If you don't like the truth, that's too damn bad. You're on the wrong channel, buddy. Because I'm going to give it to you. And like it or not, it's coming. A lot of us find ourselves in relationships that we can't handle. Alright? And though most of us tend to be on the domestic abuse side, tend to be more women than men, men get domestically abused by women too. Which is why I'm bringing this up. I was raised to not hit girls under any circumstances whatsoever. As I got older, my policy started to change because my martial arts skills was based on a woman named Wing Chun who beat the shit out of men. Not for fun, but because it was necessary at that time in China. But we're beyond that. Truth be told, a woman is just as dangerous with her hands and her feet as any man breathing. So there are a lot of men out here who are getting their ass kicked by chicks and just cowardly, too scared to say shit. I respect that because, embarrassment and shame go a long way. You don't want to go to the cops and say, hey, look, man, my wife is beating my ass every day because you're afraid that the cop is going to go and start laughing at you in your face. And yeah, that has happened. That is one of them things that leads to people killing their abuser and themselves out of shame instead of courage. So, on the flip side of that, domestic violence has not been something that's brand fucking new. It's been existing since the dawn of fucking time. I don't think Adam and Eve had any domestic violence, and you don't really hear too much about it in the Bible outside of the prostitutions and shit like that. But in the end, you people who get into these relationships have to bear some responsibility. Alright? And I know that this here is going to make y'all mad. And again, to that I say, fuck you. And this is why. And this is why. And you can get mad, you can kiss my ass. Because what I'm about to say, if this shit ain't 1,000% true, then the good Lord can strike me dead right here, right now. When your friends, whether you are a woman or a man, try to warn you about the asshole that you choose to be with, whether you had a baby with this bastard or not, or a stupid female, if that's what you're gonna call, whatever, whether you're a man or woman, if your friends have took the time to tell you this, and this, and that, and you decide, well, I'm gonna do it anyway, that is on you. If your mom tells you not to be with a man after the first time he slaps the taste out of your mouth, and you choose to go despite your mom, you asked for that. No, I'm not victim blaming. I'm slapping you in the face with the fucking truth. If all your girlfriends are telling you you gotta keep wearing makeup to cover up these bruises, and if they keep saying, why do you stay with them? Why do you stay with them? Oh, I love him. Or on the guy's side, oh, I love her. I can't get enough of her, blah, blah, blah. But yet she's turning around and beating his ass. Well, they clearly don't love you if they're hurting you. Love is not supposed to hurt. But if your man or woman is going around bitch smacking you with both sides of their hand, clearly something is amiss here and you need to get the fuck out of the relationship. Now, 9 times out of 10, it's generally the man beating the woman. 4 out of 5 men suffer from an abusive relationship with a female. And most of those guys are generally like skinny like me, and their female counterpart is like gigantic. Now, you don't ever see a guy who's like Arnold Schwarzenegger size getting beat by a chick who's Oscar from wrestling size. Now, Oscar probably could do it, but at the same time, you don't normally see that shit. You don't normally see a big ass dude getting beat by a little ass woman. You don't. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, because nothing is impossible. But the fact of the matter is that if you choose to stay, I don't give a damn how much you love a person. If they're beating your ass, that shit is not love. You can love them till the cows come home. That does not mean that they're gonna love you if they're gonna love you to death. And a lot of people are in relationships where they literally are loved to death. So why would you put yourself in this situation when everybody and your mama has told you you really shouldn't be with that person? Oh, I know why. Because a lot of us, not me, but a lot of us suffer from head and ass syndrome. And why do we suffer from head and ass syndrome? Because some of us just don't want to learn the lesson that you need to learn. It goes back to that thing about me saying people do the right thing when it's the only thing they have left. They always do what they want instead of doing what's right. Now, the thing with that is, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences of that. If the ex-girlfriend of your current boyfriend comes and tells you that she doesn't have any babies by this bastard, and you don't have any babies by this bastard, but he wants you to have a baby, and yet he's slapping you around on a daily, and she comes to you, she goes out of her way to tell you, look, you need to get the fuck away from him. Not because she wants him back. She's trying to save your ass, and you need to learn how to read these signs. And most women, it's a jealousy thing. Nobody hates women more than women. Oh, you just want him back. No, bitch. He used to beat my ass. That's what it is. You see my eye? You see why I droop? Because this motherfucker hit me in the eye 95 fucking times in our relationship. I'm trying to save you. But the other new girl will be like, man, he don't do that. He don't do that. And then the second that motherfucker gets drunk or high, and your ass is in the hospital because Flashback Alley, or when he used to beat the other shit, he thinks he can get away with it by beating you, and it will happen. Because abusers are really hard to change. Alright? And verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse, but not as dangerous. And if you a man and think that it can't happen to you, well, you lying to yourself, because it can sure as fuck happen to you. It can happen to me. Well, okay, it can't really happen to me because I know kung fu, and I'm not just gonna sit there and take an ass whooping. But see, when the cops get there, I don't bruise easy. The person I hit back will bruise easy, and being that I know what the fuck I'm doing, I'm going straight to jail. Ain't gonna be no ifs, ands, and buts about it. My ass is going straight to fuck to jail. Because I'm not gonna sit here and let you beat my ass. I'm gonna stop you. I don't give a damn you're a man or woman. If you stupid enough to sit there and let somebody beat your ass without putting up a fight, that's kind of on you too. And I'm not trying to judge anybody, and I'm not throwing specifics out there. I'm telling you the whole 1,000. When people try to warn you about somebody, about like them being abusive, it's not jealousy of them wanting their ex back. It's the fucking truth. If they're fucking trying to tell you, I dated this motherfucker for 4 years and he beat my ass 3 out of the 4 years. Now that first year was paradise. And then the second year came, I started discussing babies because I wanted to marry him. He started breaking my ribs and shit. Yeah, I think it was time for me to get the fuck out. It took me 2 more years to get the fuck away from him. So I'm telling you, to save you, the ass whoopings that I got, and then the high and mighty green-eyed monster jealousy kicks in. Oh, you're just a jealous bitch. You just want him back, blah, blah, blah. And then your ass is in the hospital saying, damn, I probably should have listened to her. I probably should have listened to my mother. And women, I'm sorry, this is going to piss you off, and I don't give a flying fuck, because it's your own damn fault. Y'all don't want men. You want thugs, you want gangsters, you want drug dealers, you want motherfuckers who had that element of danger, and then you forget that one itty-bitty little factor that maybe your parents tried to teach you, or maybe your friends tried to teach you, and your ass was retarded and just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want. If everybody's warning you that the person you are with is no goddamn good, and they're warning you because they give a shit, maybe you should take it into a head of doing what's right instead of doing what the fuck you want. And again, this is more directed at women, because men, we ain't gonna stick around if we ain't want it, unless you're chicken shit. And most people, when you look for love, you get to know the person, you fall in love with them. The sex is great. That's also a good part of it. But the fact of the matter is, if this person will treat you worse than they treat their fucking dog, that's not love. They don't love you. And you're only fucking yourself with a red hot poker right in the actual ass. And then you get mad when people say something to you about it because, okay, let's say you procreate with this bastard. Now you stuck with this motherfucker for the rest of your goddamn life. Even if y'all not together, he done beat your ass, so you're pretty much done there. You know? And who's to say he might not have a raw hair in his ass one day and decide, hey, I'm gonna get this motherfucker just because I can. And a lot of domestic violent relationships happen just because they can. And just because women or men that's being abused don't want to do what's right. Head and ass syndrome is a dangerous thing. It really is. And 9 times out of 10, in many relationships, most people suffer from head and ass syndrome. It's too much like the right thing to do, so I'm not going to do it. I want to date this guy because he's a gangster. I want to date this guy because he's a drug dealer. And I forgot where I was going the first time when I said that. So let me say it now. His enemies, or her enemies, are your enemies. So if they can't get to them directly, they'll get to them through you. So you need to learn this shit. Abuse is not a joke. Abuse is not a game. Domestic violence is no bullshit behind it. People die from that shit. So here's a tip. If you're raising a little girl, raise her to look for a man. Not a thug, not a drug dealer, not a wannabe gangster, not a tough guy who's tough as fuck but can't treat you right without putting his hands on you. If you're in a relationship where this person is putting their hands on you outside of consensual sex, you need to get the fuck out of that relationship. There are rape crisis centers, there are abuse crisis centers, they're all in your phone book. All you gotta do is go to the back and look for them. They might be in the front. I don't know because I don't use a phone book. You can also Google those motherfuckers and they'll tell you in your city and your state who you can go to talk to. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Code for Africa number 2. Don't be a douche. Be seeing you.